Our political insiders join us live in the studio tonight. Charlie Giroux and Tony May here to talk about the latest political news in Pennsylvania.
So we were sitting here Friday night at the 11 o'clock news, and we found out that Bill DeWeese got out of jail all of a sudden. Very rare, isn't it, Charlie, for anyone to get out of jail once they start serving a sentence?
Pretty rare. The Superior Court issued an order directing Judge Hoover to make a decision on whether or not Representative DeWeese could be free pending appeal on bail. And I guess today Judge Hoover made his decision. Yeah,
he did. And then Bill DeWeese reported back to the Camp Hill prison. Politically speaking, Tony, how does this shake out the whole corruption scandal that we've seen? You made the comment one time on one of our shows that there are so many Pennsylvania politicians in prison that they could have their own club, essentially.
Well, we're certainly a basketball team. We're shooting for
like
a football team, yes. I mean, I think the problem that Bill faces, and I call him Bill because he's a friend of long standing, is that this creates some friction and some anger on the parts of citizens who believe once you've been convicted of a crime, you do your time. And most of the other elected officials or appointed officials who have been convicted made an effort to show remorse, made an effort to admit that they've been convicted, they face responsibility for whatever it is they've done, and he hasn't done that yet. We've got time for that to occur, and once he's exhausted his appeals process, maybe he'll do that.
Maybe he'll do that. Just to remind our viewers, DeWeese was found guilty of 5 felonies for using state employees and resources for campaigning. Now, his attorney, Bill Kostopoulos, says he's now going to appeal Judge Hoover's ruling to the Superior Court. What are the chances now that his bail will be set again?
I have no idea, Tanya. As I say, I'm a lawyer, but I try not to play one on TV.
It's that rare,
you know, Bill Kostopoulos is an outstanding defense attorney. He believes and has said publicly that he thinks there are strong grounds for appeal. The process will just have to play itself out.
Okay, and a lot of folks, when we ran this as breaking news Friday, said, well, you know, other people who are getting their cases appealed, they have to stay in jail.
Now he does too.
Yeah, now he does too, but why that period where he was able to get out?
Well, it was only a couple of days, and the Superior Court did it on its own motion. I mean, it's unusual. There's no question about it, and I think that the mechanics of it will be fun for defense attorneys. And yeah, I mean, it's been a tough situation for former Representative DeWeese, I'm sure.
Okay, well, you're a lawyer. You don't like to interject that a lot. We got to talk about the lawsuit. Catholic institutions filing a lawsuit against the Obama administration over the contraception issue involving Obamacare. Right. A lot of people say it's a useless lawsuit because they think the ruling will come from the higher courts by the end of June, I believe it is.
Well, and I think the problem with the lawsuit is that it's not a law for employers, but it's a law for employees. It's the right of an employee to have health care provided that they need. And the reason why the law was written the way it was is so that women employees get certain rights that are equal across the country, no matter what the religion might be of their employer. The employer isn't affected by this other than paying the bill.
But, I mean, the Catholic Church, contraception is morally wrong.
And this is the problem.
This
is not an issue of contraception. And the Democratic politicians want to make it that because they realize that what the Obama administration has done is overreach by a long shot. And when you tell institutions of faith base that you must do things that are morally abhorrent to you, there's a serious problem. That's what this lawsuit's about, and I think they're going to be successful.
Well, how long do you think Obamacare is going to be around?
That's a great question. I mean, hopefully the court will do the right thing and strike it down in its entirety this summer, but that remains to be seen, Rob. I mean, I don't like to speculate on what the Supreme Court of the United States is going to be. I'd be wrong too many times.
But it comes back to the issue that we're going to see a marked decline in employer-provided health care benefits. Whether Obamacare stays around or not, the number of companies that will provide health care for their employees will continue to decline, and people will have to find it on their own, whether it's through Obamacare or some new law that will have to be negotiated.
The problem with Obamacare, Rob and Tanya, is mandates. The individual mandate virtually everybody hates for good reason. These kind of mandates where you're telling faith-based institutions, in this case the Catholic Church, that you must do things that you find to be and have always taught and have consistently said are morally abhorrent, just doesn't make any sense. It's
Right.
as contrary to the American way as anything you can imagine.
Okay, we'll have to see how it plays out in court. Thank you, guys. Charlie Giroux, Tony May, as always, we appreciate your time. And you can catch our political insiders every Tuesday here on CBS 21 News at 5:30.